Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. This is Bandit Ryu. And this is the end. There is not much to do except, listen or watch the cutscenes. And, Ganon statue. Yay. Yep, but it was a pretty cool castle, till it's now underwater. I want you. I want you so bad, babe. That's kind of weird because it's the king, but whatever. I like the song. Yeah, the sequels to Wind Waker are... Boy, do I want to use the term annoying? I kind of do. Mostly because of the control scheme. I actually really like Phantom Hourglass, don't get me wrong. Spirit Tracks, though, like, that story it's pretty convoluted. Has really cool characters, but convoluted as shit. So, I don't know when I will do, because I am going to do them. I am going to do Phantom Hourglass, and I'm going to do Spirit Tracks. I'm not going to do them directly after Wind Waker, because I still don't have a way of recording off my DS. But as soon as I get a capture card, that'll be that. I'll start recording it. And there's a lot of things I would really like to do for DS captures, honestly. There's quite a bit. And now we have a bubble. Which is funny, I forgot to show off the magic armor again. But that's what you look like with the magic armor on. It kind of covers your entire being like this little bubble. And instead of draining magic, it drains motherfucking rupees, but that's a minor thing. This actually made me cry back in 2003 when this game first came out. I think it took me a year to beat this. Because I was like, what, 14? In 2000? No. 2003. How the fuck old was I? I was like 10? Shit. 91. Oh, I was 12. Okay. So yeah, so I was 12 at the time. So I was probably like 13 when I finally beat the game, because I would refuse to do anything that the game wanted me to do. I was just running around, and I was sailing, I was getting every single light ring that I saw. I had max money almost all the time. I never really had a problem with it, but my game time was like, your wings are going into the ocean there, buddy. That's pretty dangerous. Hey! It's the pirates! And my sister! The whole point of the game was to find my sister. That's the reason why Wind Waker's plot kind of like gets lost a bit. Because originally it's just, I'm trying to save my sister, and you save your sister after the second Forsaken Fortress event, so technically you have no reason to fight. And it's not like Ganondorf can do anything, but because you took out the Master Sword and all that other bullshit, we had to keep going and save the world. But don't get me wrong, I fucking love Wind Waker. It's arguably one of my top 3 favorite Zelda games to play over and over again. And look, the sages are back! Which I guess makes sense because they're, they have no reason to pray to the Master Sword. It's under the bottom of the ocean. There's quite a bit of rust. And if you want to believe that Breath of the Wild comes after Wind Waker, then that's a very good example for it to come after Wind Waker. But there's a bunch of things that I do not agree with on that specific reasoning. So, and I'll bring that up with Geo later. And we'll talk about what we feel like is the actual placement for Breath of the Wild. So yeah, if you haven't, because I usually do this at the end anyways, but before that, if you haven't already, please go and check out HMK on YouTube. I believe his YouTube channel is HMKiller, like HMKILLER, and he's, or it's just HMK, it's one of the two. But check out his YouTube channel. He has a lot of really cool Zelda theories and Kingdom Hearts theories. along with some other stuff that he finds really, really interesting. He's super passionate, and he gets really, really angry. He rants quite a bit. It's very entertaining. If you haven't already checked out his YouTube channel, or if you don't know about him, go check him out now, because he is quite honestly one of the only people I can really talk to Zelda to outside of my fiance, Imaginations Games, and like a select few others around here, because F5 Gaming is not a really big Zelda crew. It's pretty much just me, and that's it. It's my fun times, but I love them anyways. So anyway, Wind Waker in general, I have no idea how to fully rate Wind Waker as a whole, because it's really open-ended. So a lot of the times your experiences are not going to be the same as my experiences, and I wouldn't want you to have the same experience as me. I would want you to like go out and, you know, discover your first Octorok or Big Octo, and then, or you're fucking an Octorok popping up in front of your ship, and then you crashing, and then racing to find your ship again before you drown, because that's a thing in this game. But I absolutely love the gameplay. I think the sword fighting is the most concrete sword fighting you're gonna get in Zelda. I mean, the way you angle your sword affects how your combos end. It affects like your placement, because you move forward with your attacks. It is probably the most concise and well adapted battle system that Zelda is ever going to have. I mean, Breath of the Wild looks good. I don't know the control scheme yet though, because I didn't get to go to E3. So maybe I'll check with Gio on that. But as of right now, this is probably the best fighting style you're gonna get, like without a doubt. Story-wise, I think this is one of the most well thought out stories for The Legend of Zelda. And I really like A Link to the Past story, I think the most, if not like tied with not Breath of the Wild, I have no idea what it is. With A Link Between Worlds, because that happens to be my favorite storyline for a Zelda game. There were so many turns and so many like twists and stuff that it kept you interested while the gameplay was like super solid. So I did not enjoy sailing the first time I got into this game, but with the update of the HD version, that became like, that was nothing. The Swift Sail made everything better, and I hope that if they ever remake other games in the future, that they continue to improve upon that sort of thing, and I would love that indefinitely. Sad that no Epona, because Epona is my favorite thing for Zelda, because I love horses, but the boat wasn't bad, and I'll take what I can get. Music-wise, this is my favorite soundtrack. It's arguably tied for first with Twilight Princess's soundtrack, but it's really close. I think Twilight Princess still gives me the edge, because the epicness of Twilight Princess is arguably more, useful for me biking to places. Like the Hyrule Field theme for Twilight Princess is my favorite Hyrule Field theme. But the Great Sea was really, really good, and I liked the battle themes for this game quite a bit. The boss battles, especially, Mulgara is one of my favorite songs to listen to just randomly throughout the day. But yeah, no. I would give this like a solid 9, I think. Overall. Or, yeah, a solid 9. Like, nothing's gonna come between Ocarina of Time and me. Like, it's pretty hard to top that. Especially because that was pretty sure that was the first Zelda game I ever beat. It wasn't the first Zelda game I ever played, because that was the original Zelda, and I was terrified of that game. Oh my god, the open-endedness like threw me. I don't think I beat a dungeon until I had like 8 hearts, because at that point I had searched all over the world without trying to go into places. I was just saying, oh, I can get that if I have this item, so let me go try and find this item. And this kind of brought that spirit back of like, trying to go all over the place and seeing what you can find. Especially because the dungeons are only like 6, I think. You only get 6 dungeons, which is 6 heart containers. And the rest of it is find the rest. So you get 9 hearts, and then you have to deal. Which is really cool. I hope they never do that again, because that's really, I can't stand having low health. Especially because of how greedy I am with my attacks and stuff. But at the end of the game, I guess Link decides he doesn't want to stay on Windfall anymore. Adventure is too great. So now he has a boat that doesn't talk, which is unfortunate because that was really the cool thing about the King of Red Lions. And they go off and find a new Hyrule. And that is probably the best thing about Wind Waker in general, is you don't really have to follow the story for the most part. You can just fly around, or sail around. Flying is the next game that I'm going to be let's playing, my bad. You can just sail around and, you know, see what you can find, see what you can explore, and exploring is really the basis of all Zelda games. And that's really the point, that's what's necessary. And I hope you all enjoyed this journey with me, and I hope you look forward to the next, you know, couple of Let's Plays that I'm trying to work on. Unfortunately, the one that I was recording corrupted, so I have to start all over from the beginning. But it's not too bad. I didn't get really far. It would just have been nice to have backup files so I could constantly keep uploading. So yeah, when you beat the game, you can create a new save file. I will resave over this. Wow, it's been a long time since I saved, actually. But yeah, so now you can do a new game plus with the fucking pajamas still intact. And there's a bunch of other things that I'll go through, maybe in another video. It's not going to be this one. But for now, thank you for watching Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. Look forward to the next thing that I have to put together in the next couple of hours. And this is Banner Ryu, thanking you and signing off. Have a great day. Goodbye.